Hello again and welcome back to Wingot Plays Oxygen Not Included on the Chaos Crusade. Let's take a quick look here. I don't think I care about any of these skill points that it's notifying me about. Atorvastatin potentially could use another skill point. Otherwise, cisplatin. And then everyone else is basically already at 15 odd morale. So we'll hold off on allocating any other skill points at the moment. The big goal for this episode is finishing getting our electrolyzer setup going. We've got 10 tons of algae. We're not digging up any more at the moment. We don't really have the easiest access to any more pockets of algae. That there's trace amounts split around. Yes, we could smash our way into a slime biome, which on this map is not anywhere near as much of a problem as it was on effectively the vanilla maps, because the cold means that there's no germs. However, the priority, as stated, was let's see what we can do about getting this electrolyzer set up, and that will then produce oxygen, produce power, and produce heat, all of which are things that we want. Our food is in quite a good situation. We've got about 40,000 kcows at the moment, and we've got other eggs incubating, incubating over here in our evolution chamber. And there's some difficulties with our Dracos. In fact, the glossy Dracos want mealwood. Yeah, fine. Let's just place some mealwood all the way across here, so that the glossy Dracos have something to eat. We're going to need to put some hydrogen in here later as well, but that'll be easier once we've got a solid hydrogen source. And we are going to need to hook the mealwood up to water. Why did that not start at the right spot? Down here, these are all saying not enough temperature, so I've given this yet another job to generate more carbon, and they're saying pressure is not good enough either, but there's 1,500 grams of pressure in every tile in this room, so including like these tiles, so I don't get what it's complaining about. It should be fine. But we'll fix the temperature, then we'll worry about that if it still remains an issue. But first, let's focus on this building project. And in order to get this building project working, let's mop up the floor here. Why is there not space for anything? Okay, I don't want bleach stone going in there, I don't want critter eggs, and I don't want organics. Good. Then they should pick up most of that, except for the various fluids, and they're making some progress down here towards getting into this oil biome here. I did notice as well we got a bit lucky with this oil biome, because I remembered we've got the irregular oil trait, so this wasn't guaranteed to be oil biome down here. In fact, over here there's rust and iron, and I think this here is a dry biome as opposed to the oil biome that we happened to hit by going straight down. So that was convenient. It also suggests that there should be oil biomes spread out somewhere else up here that I'm just not seeing yet. But I'm sure we will get to them as we continue to explore the map. For the time being, getting a little bit of crude oil is the priority, and once we get in here, that is going to happen. There's also quite a fair bit of heat here, which as soon as we break through is going to leak out and melt that ice. So what we probably could do is, if we crack into here, then that will at least give the ice somewhere to try to melt to. And dig out that bit, dig out the edges here, dig out the edges there. In fact, let's dig out the whole way down, except for that spot. Awesome. And then that way the ice will melt and stuff down into this area. And what we can do, in fact, what I might do, okay, I don't want this one storing anything liquefiable. I see that it's got ice in it there, because I don't want it basically accidentally filling our salt water chamber here. So what we could do, this is a chlorine dump. Okay, we sort of need somewhere to create, like we need to put somewhere that we can just put ice. So let's do this. Let's create a space. Oh, made a, oh no. No, you didn't. There's now going to be fluid water all there. What's going on here? You. Oh, idiot. I disconnected that before this was built, so the toilets were non-usable. Every time I get close to something being working, and she did that just as this opened up as well. Let's see, this is all polluted water. Well, then the other option is we could put a very small power system here with a liquid pump made out of gold down here. And then that that will allow us to pump this so effectively what we want is we're going to want a liquid shut off here with a liquid pipe element sensor there, and we're going to need to add a little bit of power there, and then we want a little bit of automation wire there. Good. And it's probably best to disconnect that so that it doesn't actually start until we've got things ready here. Okay, cool. Now all of this is priority, because we need to make sure that, well, because we need the oil. We need the oil now. And it looks like someone has started building up here our ice tank. So then we can go here. We can deconstruct that. We can tell you that, oh, we need to wait for it to be built. Colony achievement, crack into the oil biome. Slick, entered oil biome for the first time. Perfect, done. And we got another blueprint. Let's take a look. Any guesses? Clothing. I'm really hoping for a bed or payphone. A bit of drywall. Not bad. We're getting a few different drywall options. Yeah, there we go. We've got like 8 different types of drywall, including the standard. So, we'll see what we can do about improving the look of the base. Do you want to know what that is? Priority 7 this. So the priority is still to get this built, but then figuring out what that geyser there is also quite useful of a goal. I feel like once we crack in here, this salt... Oh, it probably will fit in there. Good, we're... No power consumers. Yep, okay. We make this priority 6 for the time being. Good. And where's our oxygen? We've got oxygen down to here now, so they don't have to go all the way back up to here to the base entrance in order to get oxygen, which is a definite improvement. And saltwater tank is continuing to fill up. It's getting to the point where soon it'll be at the level of the geyser, but it's not going to overflow. What's that? Is that a poke shell? I don't have anywhere for poke shells at the moment. Blossom seeds, fine. It might be worth just dropping poke shells down here. Although we've actually got this here. Let's do this. Let's get rid of that, cancel that, and this can be where we put poke shells. And later on we'll worry about like grooming them or anything like that. It's so cold down here, but then there's so much heat here, and they'll equilibrate there. Later on, when I don't want the heat moving between the two, I'll put some manual airlocks in here to replace the abyss light. But for the time being, I actually am happy with the heat leaking between the areas because there's so many of our dupes have hypothermia. I thought a lot of them did. Like I thought I'd seen a lot of them being blue before. Oh, smooth hatch. How are we going here? You've already got 2. 2 is probably good because well, in fact, 2 is probably the max I can fit in a 24 tile space. Might be 3. Interesting. I thought I had those set to not take hatchling eggs. Anyway, cool. So we're going to get another, what, 16,000 barbecue coming in there now? The other thing that'll be nice is that I think once we have this in place, they will start moving any random ice that's lying around and put it down here so that we stop getting this random water in our base. Whenever a piece of ice is produced, it will get brought down here into our safe storage area. We are getting pretty close. There's water. I wouldn't have thought it was hot enough for polluted water to steam up and then condense. There's definitely, like, there's nowhere has over 100 degrees. So yeah, so I'm not 100% where the water itself came from. But we've, of course, got a solution here. What we want is, if it's crude oil, then it's allowed to go through. If it's not, then dump it here. But if it is crude oil, then effectively we want to make a pocket of crude oil somewhere. Screw it, we've got plenty of material to make pipes out of. So how about, yeah, if it is oil, we're going to bring it all the way up here, let's say to Come on, there we go. To right here. And then we're going to have a pitcher pump there. Which is going to prevent them getting across here. So let's put that down here. Good. Now this one, anything liquefiable, included ice, snow, brine, can go there. Cool. And so we're going to have people grabbing all of the various ice that's spread around the base at the moment and popping it into this storage bin. There may be some value in getting a few extras, just because if that one completely fills up, they won't then be able to put any more ice in there. Now, let's take a look at it. We've got no liquid output. Right, because that's meant to be there, not there. Perfect, good. So once we get power, this will all be able to start running, but we want to get the pipes in place first. So let's prioritize all of this building. There we go. And we want those. Yep, good. Meanwhile, what's going on here? Waiting, gold amalgam. What is the priority here? Yeah, you can see. Arguably, we don't need these to be priority 9 at the moment, because the higher priority is getting access to that oil. We've got a little bit of oil here, and so what we need this to drop some crude oil. And while we're at it, this needs to drop some crude oil. Good, epoxy's coming. Putting the crude oil up there. And we've got a drop of crude oil. Good. Stop that. Oh, a little bit more than I meant to. That's fine, the whole bottom layer can be crude oil. That'll work. Okay, and then you can be deconstructed. This one here also has hydrochlorothiazide coming to fill it. Good. So I think I'll deconstruct both of them, and then I will turn them both around, even though we're basically just trying to fill the whole bottom layer at the moment with crude oil. Heavy. Is that ice? Oh my god. Clean up the ice that's in here. I don't want anything that can turn into ice in this space. Okay, we can copy those settings across to there. And this is going to be oil once the pipe goes in. I do wonder whether it would have been easier to just grab somewhere else, but the problem is getting to that would have probably resulted in some of this random fluid here potentially getting in there and contaminating it further. So there is a decent chunk of crude oil down there. I had forgotten that there was a regular oil. I thought it was trapped oil, but then when I saw how much oil there was here in puddles, I've realised. I'm curious here about this petrified fossil as well. Unlocking full access to the fossil cage buried beneath the ancient specimen requires excavation. So we need to excavate this space so that we can retrieve, it looks like. Retrieve the petrified fossil. Okay. Well, we'll worry about that later on. How are we going here? Neg 36. 34, 20, neg 30. Yeah. Ooh, so what's this geezer here now? Oh, a volcano. Dormant volcano. Huh. If I crack into that and it activates, we'll probably have problems. Also, if I make insulation magma. So any indication, here you go, 1727 degrees effectively. And ceramic can handle that. Yeah. Fine. Ceramic, question is, do we have enough to surround it? No. So we don't even have enough ceramic to completely build the insulated tiles to fill it in. So we're going to have to leave the volcano for the time being, and once we get some more ceramic. That's a slime biome, and there's no abyssalo between it. Curious. Okay. Okay, we've got some power there. We are waiting on these to be done. Good. Thank you, Carbonic. And if we pop up here, these are... Like, we give these jobs for crude oil. There's no pending deliveries yet, because we don't have a crude oil source. So we're going to need to get this online. Someone's going to do this. Yep, Carbonic, thank you. Good. So now that whole pipe should be in place. We've got power. This battery 7.8. Okay, let's connect this. There you go. It'll start pumping. If there's crude oil, it'll route it upstairs. If it's not crude oil, it'll bypass to here. If the power runs out, it'll bypass to here and we'll wind up with crude oil down here, which is better than winding up with non-crude oil up in our crude oil space. Power runs out, crude oil starts bypassing. Fine. Let's turn that off for the time being. In fact, let's do that. Oh no, that's not going to work. Good. So we've now got a few kilos of crude oil here. But it's only, what, 10 kilos each packet? Yep. So I want someone to come down here. In fact, let's set this to 75. If the power gets below 75, I want them to come back down. Is someone coming down? Dex is on his way. And once the power's back up and running, then we can reconnect to that. There we go. And we'll just ignore that crude oil that just got dumped there. Good. Now, I'm not super concerned about watching this at the moment because any crude oil on the bottom there is fine. The top layer we're going to be a bit concerned about, but the bottom layer is allowed to be all crude oil the whole way along. We can grab some extra barbecue, or we can grab some aluminium ore. Aluminium ore might actually be more useful. Let's check here. We've got some barbecue sitting right there. We've got some barbecue currently evolving with 24 hatchling eggs sitting there as well. How we're going here, stone hatchlings. I do notice that we're going down on hatchling eggs. We were 31 earlier, 33, now we're down to 24. I think part of the problem is we've transitioned most of our ranches over to stone hatches, and the stone hatch supply is currently building up. So I don't think we're going to have any difficulty with food, but it does mean that we are in a period where we're not going to have enough. Why do I have these? Where we're not going to have enough hatchlings being incubated up here to sustain our meat requirements. Did I ever say to attack that? Fine. In the meantime, let's take a look here. So, we're doing fine at cleaning this out. Okay. Pure crude. Power is out, so let's do that. Perfect. A whole lot of crude going up here. And then these can both be priority now. Because the priority is getting the electrolyzers up and running. Speaking of, this electrolyzer is up and running. It's getting stuck because of max gas pressure. That's what's generating all of this oxygen. And we're getting some hydrogen around. That hydrogen looks like it's going to start getting into here and then getting into the base. Unless, if we throw a ladder in there, then the hydrogen will be able to keep draining upwards. We could always just turn off this electrolyzer as well, and I noticed there's, well, there was always oxygen there. It looks like we're doing better about getting some oxygen down here into deeper spaces. How are we going there? Plenty of power, so let's turn that back on. Oh, I knew that would happen. Ah, good. What is right there? Liquid pipe is empty. Good. Why has no one done this job yet? You. Errands. No pending deliveries. Oh, enable auto rolling. There you go. So now they can grab it out of this pitcher pump and dump it there. Meantime, let's sweep up the floor here. Good. Now, you disable auto bonding. Good. So I've got a nice layer of crude oil all the way along the bottom now. And then what we want is some salt water here, 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 and here. And again, we got ice. How did we get ice when I guess the crude oil is negative temperatures. Because there's just 750 kilos. 96 kilos. Oh, yeah, 100 kilos. Just didn't bring enough heat up, did it? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, let's reconnect this. For the time being, I'm doing this all quite manually, but we've set up this automation, and it's just a matter of keeping an eye on it manually. Okay. So we can disconnect that. And just as the power is about to run out, we've got another 300. Like, I feel like that's about 30 odd segments. In fact, basically that much. 33 tiles. It's a bit more. So that was like 380 kilos adding into here. Good. Priority 9, dig that up. Okay. Priority 9. Yeah, okay. So that brine there keeps turning into ice. Although brine shouldn't be. Yeah, it's obviously not the brine that's turning into ice. But what we want, so we need, in fact I think brine probably can't turn into ice. I think that's probably, like once brine turns into ice, I would expect it to then be just pure ice as opposed to, oh no, there is a brine ice. Yeah, okay. Oh, did we forget about this? So, aluminium, go. Smooth hatch is ready to become barbecue. Looks like, yeah, looks like that hasn't been finished yet. That's fine, don't care. This one up here hasn't been finished yet. Whatever. Now that there's no easy way to get rid of that water. Oh, someone's just picked up the ice. Right, because when they destroy it, it then becomes valid to put it down here. And then this ice sweep as a priority. Because, yeah, so basically if whoever destroys it picks it up, then we'll be able to get rid of it. But otherwise, effectively, we're getting stuck with this building entombed. And it's increasing the volume of ice each time. Very curious. So, let's do something else as well. Let us... Hang on. Is it the water in these pipes? Is that what keeps turning into ice? Because that water is getting too cold. Let's see what we can do about generating some more heat in here. Priority 9, all of that. Dig that up as a priority. And that would explain why the ice volume keeps increasing. Because, yeah, if we start getting ice here as well, that'll pretty well confirm it. I think I just saw them repair that piece of pipe there as well. Because the water coming in from over here is like 40 degrees. But if it sits in the pipes for a while, then it soaks up the heat, well, distributes its heat, and gets too cold. Come on, hurry up and do that job. Not the electrolyzer, wire. No one can do that job because the ice... Fine, let's do this. Dig that as a priority. Put in a wire as a priority. Let's try that. See if that helps to fix it. Come on. Come on, it's not that hard. We just want to... Good. Someone's done the delivery. Yep, there we go. And we've got ice here as well. there you go. Or, yeah, liquid pipe is damaged. So what we need is we need this to not be sitting there waiting to be used. Or we need something to heat it up. I know it's a cold map, but the cold is really, really driving me nuts. Trying to build something that will solve the cold issue is just falling down because of the cold issue. Neg 2, neg 1, neg... Okay. What have we got? Neg 1. Like, I feel like if we're quick enough, we're going to be able to get this to the point where we've got enough heat coming in to get these running, generating enough heat that they will stop icing up. What if... I'm wondering if there's value in turning the pipes right here into radiant. And then that way they can soak up the heat of the electrolyzers. It's at least probably worth doing once we've got better temperature control here. Let's see. We want radiant electric pipes, copper or lead? Lead's fine. We actually don't care about the overheat temperature here. And then do all of that as a priority 9. So effectively, tip 4, if you want to play Rime, it's a cold map. That's the tip. It is very difficult to... well, it's difficult to solve the heat issue, and it will recurrently cause problems, including even for your heat generators. Even if we had a liquid tepidizer in here, it wouldn't help because it's already 90 degrees. It's while it's sitting in the pipes that it's getting cold. Neg 1, fine. Neg 2. I think we're getting better because I'm not seeing any neg 3 temperatures here anymore. That's all priority 9. So someone hurry up and build these. Good, someone's coming to supply it at least. Whole lot of lead delivered. Radiant liquid pipe. Good. Now dig. Good. Dig those as a priority. Like, being completely honest, I expected the crude oil to help solve the issue, but we've got such small volumes here that it's not even able to soak up the heat. How did polluted oil get in there? Polluted water. Probably someone was carrying some polluted ice across here, and let's do this. And then that can be cut off. Priority 7, get that in place. Okay, destroy this ice. Looks like we've got a whole lot of pipes being broken down here. Which will destroy some lead. 3 degrees, good. 2.5. A bit of negative here. Broken pipe. Oh, whoa, 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 stop. You don't need to dump any more crude oil. Let's go in here. That pipe's broken, maybe? Okay, so we are getting to the point where at least the water that's going into here is consistently greater than 0 degrees. And then over here, a little bit of negative. Well, still negative. What's stopping you? No power. Power, well, currently there's no one running on there. Fine. You. We've still got enough incubators running that it's probably worth. In fact, you remove, cancel, you remove, cancel. I think there might be value in keeping at least 2 of these hatchling ones going. So we'll let that run for the time being. Sandstone we're down to 5 tons, so these hatches here are actually going to starve reasonably soon as well. So how are we going here? Stone hatches, 2 out of 5. We're going for stone hatchling eggs. 4. Pip egg, crackbird. Let's put some more stone hatchling eggs around, because we really want to upscale to our stone hatchlings. Oh my god. I think that all broke because of the power issues. Cool. Now, that could become a bit of insulated tile there. We really want to effectively get this so that it is constantly running. Although, I think I want to research better wires. We need the conductive wire to make this sort of really work. And steam turbine solar panels is probably quite useful as well. So let's get those researching as well. Fortunately, that is going to generate a bit of extra demand here on our power supply. So what I might do is I might put a temporary power system down here to free this up off the grid. Oh. As a priority. There we go. Good. That should all be priority 9. Although, actually, I think this should be priority 9. This should be priority 8. Good. So, we've got a bit of heat being produced in here now. We've got down here, what's going on? Plenty of power there. So let's run a little bit more crude oil upstairs. And we've got another blueprint. Okay, get rid of that, and it'll sort itself out. A whole lot of water sitting right there, fine. That's all at least 1 degree. There's a bit of ice here. And we want to, yet again, in fact, let's copy that one's settings all the way across. This is sweep only for nothing. Fine. You copy that to there. Good. We've at least got space now for any sweep jobs that we want. Let's take a look at blueprints. Clothing. Boom. Basic crimson pants. Now, let's take a little bit of a look at the rest of the base. We've still got 20... Well, we've got 30,000 muck roots sitting in the base, which would be usable if we do ever run low. But then we've got 27,000 kcal of meat, and we've got a lot of fish here. So let's kill those in order to fix the overcrowding issue and also generate a whole lot of extra meat there as well. And we've just got a hatchling that's decided to grow up to full size. And sandstone, we're down to 4,000 kilograms. So at this point we may as well let them eat the end of it. It's not going to affect anything. This electrolyzer down here is yet again entombed. And what's that? Is that water sitting on top of it? Water, water, no water. Now, there shouldn't be water in that spot. Oh. Well, now we basically just need a drop of water here. And then we'll be fine from a... Let's move everything here. There's nowhere that you can put brine. Okay. Where can we dump brine? In fact, let's do this. Let's put a bottle emptier right here. And then this will be able to take brine and salt water. In fact, salt water may as well go up to here. Printing pod has a snazzy suit. Fine. And let's have a quick look here at our dupes. Osteoprogenitin can get sustainability. Telomerase can get in better building. And hydro exosuit training. Clav is going to become our rocketry guy, so you can have some astronomy. And that's all looking good there. Now if we can just build... Okay, let's kill off these hatchlings as well. Convert this base here to... convert this to stone hatchlings down here as well. Feeder. And... perfect. At which point we've basically transitioned completely to... stone hatches. And the hatchlings are purely meat when they get whenever they happen to get bored. In fact, as I say, I think it's probably best to just cancel. There you go. Cancel them from being incubated at all. Let's go in here. Awaiting delivery. Building disabled. Enable. Oh, what's going on there? 330. That's looking rather full. I think that one's actually already doing its job as a hybrid, because there's hydrogen here which is staying at 112. So it's shunting the outputs into these corner tiles. Perfect. Okay, now here, we need to deconstruct this one. We may as well deconstruct this one as well. Everything in here looks like it's got good temperatures. Fine. Now, over here, this pocket is going to be for brine. And in fact, that pocket can be for basically anything that we don't care about. This one here, salt water. Good. And that should get everything here cleaned up. Perfect. Okay. So we've finally gotten control of the heat issue here. There is... What is that? That's fine. Yeah, okay, so the crude oil doesn't have anywhere to go. What if... Here we go. Good. So we can dump crude oil here. There's a bit of crude oil in a bottle there. And what's that? That's sand. Okay. Now we want another bottle emptier up here. Let's just take a look here. What's this? This is conductive wire. Perfect. So we can definitely disconnect that from there. And in fact, let's get rid of all of that because we want this to be a separate network. Once it's producing power, it will then feed back in, but it won't feed back in on a standard wire. Yeah, good. Cool. And then these can be priority as well. Let's say this one's 75, this one's 25. There we go. Good. I don't know why this crude oil is sitting here, but it'll sort itself out. I want you to dump any crude oil into here as a... Good. Now, this one here, we want a tiny little bit. How are we going here for temperatures? 41, 52. We've got issues with enough power to keep it flowing fine. But there's plenty of heat in here that what we can do here, I think, is use a touch of water. Now we're down to 2 tons of algae at this point. But we've got... Let's check on that. That looks like it worked well. Good. Yeah, we're down to 2 tons of algae, but we do have a decent chunk of oxygen spread around. So we're not going to suffer for oxygen anytime soon. Decent hydrogen pocket sitting up here. And I'm pretty happy with how that is playing out there. Now what we do need is, we need to get this set up. Ventilation, I want normal gas pipes all here. And then there's going to be a valve here. Oh no, I've already got the valve. Yeah. There we go. So, and then this valve can, let's just move 100 grams per second to continue looping. Now up here we need another loop. And then we can copy these settings to there. Good. Now both of these want hydrogen in them, not oxygen. But we'll be able to, I think, sort that out. Yeah, I can definitely sort that out without too much issue. And then both of their outputs, so it's going to loop this way around. So we want that and that to output hydrogen. Good, I think that should do the job. And let's try to manage this. Yeah, okay, fine, that does a sweet command. I think once they're consistently running, it'll sort out these liquids getting on top of the output spot. Or possibly that might. Cool. Now, all of this build. This bottle up emptier doesn't need to exist anymore. Ah, interesting. We're going up on sandstone. How? We're not digging anything out, which suggests that we've dismantled some stuff that was made out of sandstone. Cool, all the brine's being dumped in here. Salt water. Normal water. Okay, yep, they're still overcrowded, so let's kill a few more. And we're currently at 65,000 kcal. We've got so much barbecue. And we've got more barbecue sitting there. Why is a glossy draglet out of where it's meant to be? Wrangle. Normal Dracos have died up here. These Draculets are starving. Body temperatures too low, 3 degrees. Fine. Let's try and pull the temperature up. I am looking forward to when temperature stops being an issue for this base. Speaking of, how are we going here temperature-wise? Oops. 16 degrees. They need to be at least 15. This has another whole lot more jobs. Pips prefer... They can live up to 70. So let's not try and deal with the comfort range. Let's try to make sure that we're well above what is required here for these arbor trees, because otherwise the pips just starve anyway. Getting widespread power issues. Good. Okay, all of these have hydrogen in the output ports. Okay, and well, after another episode, the only thing we've effectively managed to do is get the liquids here. But we have also got the temperature to a level in here that we're no longer getting ice produced, which fixes a major issue. Major issue there. Those will get built in just a sec, and then we can move on to the next step. The next step is going to be, we want, let's get rid of these ladders, and then we are going to have basically there, and there, these gas pumps, but we also need, on top of each of these, we need a drop of crude oil, and then a drop of like salt water or something. Let's probably easiest to clean these out. And what I might be able to do is I might actually be able to set it up like this, so that if we grab some of this crude oil and then use a valve, we should be able to control it so that only a certain amount per tile a certain amount per pipe segment, and then so long as we're careful we can then basically detach there we go. So this will allow me to set it up so that we'll let like 10 grams or 100 grams or something per tile through. We'll then disconnect and we'll be able to route the spare bit back through the system here without dropping oil on top of our water there. That's, yeah. So, however, that's something we're going to have to try to deal with next episode because we're very much at the wrapping up point. Thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.